Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It is Saturday evening, and it is time for WrestleScope Weekly. I am the Icon Jonny K. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in this evening. My apologies for delay after delay of this broadcast tonight. I was intending on doing one at 3 p.m. Central Time, but I had a project going on at home. Was planning to be live at 9 p.m. Central Time, but I got home late from a father-daughter dance at school tonight, hence the tie and the get up tonight. So, and actually, we're going to get rid of the tie. Get rid of the tie because we are casual here. So, we are finally here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. As always, as we kick off, please support the channel. Help out the channels as best you can with a like, with a subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you are listening to the audio podcast, because it is the weekly audio podcast as well, please like it on whatever streaming service you are listening to this on. Thank you very much. And as always, I'm going to put it here on the live screen as well. Go to the link tree wherever you may be watching or listening to this. It is in the bio, and you can connect on all the different social media that I have. Hello, Louie. Big boss man vibes tonight. Well, yeah, I guess it is kind of that color, isn't it? All right. Casual, not a wrestling manager. Yeah, thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate that. And of course, as always, Lucas, you were the first one into the comments. Yep. I'm doing better. So thank you very much. I am going to get to as many comments and questions as I can tonight, but it is, of course, the WrestleScope Weekly, and we got a lot to talk about this week. And let's go ahead and kick it off with, well, kind of the news of the day, I guess. It is WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart returning to WWE. Now, there's been a lot of speculation going around that Bret Hart was going to come into AEW. He was going to be the manager for FTR. He is actually scheduled to be their manager at an upcoming big-time wrestling show. But Fightful Select and Dave Meltzer, actually it's Dave Meltzer at Wrestling Observer Newsletter, has been reporting that Bret Hart has signed some sort of a deal with WWE. If it's a Legends contract, whatever it might be, it sounds like he is not taking any independent bookings or anything like that after the end of December. So WWE, if he is signed some sort of a deal with them, he will be able to finish out whatever contractual obligations he has, and that will be it then on the independent scene for Bret Hart. I find it very interesting that with the Owen Hart Cup tournament going on in AEW right now, that Bret Hart would return to WWE, that he wouldn't be doing anything with AEW. I find it very interesting that this situation is going on. And you have to wonder what exactly Bret Hart is going to be doing with WWE. Obviously, he's not going to be wrestling. He, may be coming in and just, some sort of Legends, appearance by appearance thing. Maybe there will be some sort of special somewhere that he's going to be doing. I don't know. I find it as a very interesting move. No, he did not sign with AEW. The couple of appearances that he has made, it has been on an appearance by appearance basis. He did not have a contract signed with AEW. Keep in mind, when the AEW championship was first brought out, when they first presented it, it was Bret Hart that was the one that brought that championship out. He was the guy. Yeah, I agree with you, Louis. It's bad because AEW, the Owen Hart tournament, he could have made an appearance to congratulate the winner. It is very, I don't want to say confusing, just, well, it is confusing. It really truly is confusing as to what the situation is, but there's still no definitive confirmation, but the reports are pretty heavy that this is the case, that Bret Hart is going to be under some sort of a deal with the WWE. Cubs 1981. No official confirmation on it yet. There's just reports going around. We'll probably know in the next couple of days here, I'm guessing. That's what the situation is going to be. All right, let's go ahead and move on to obviously the huge story of the week. This was the story of the week, is the announcement of the AEW New Japan Super Show, June 26th in Chicago, Illinois. It was what the rumor was. My sign doesn't want to stay up. The rumor was about a week and a half ago that was probably what the big announcement was going to be, but no confirmation. Tony Khan came out with the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it was confirmed. It was kind of an interesting way to announce it because Adam Cole interrupted Tony Khan, and it was Adam Cole who made the announcement, which I think was actually kind of cool, that you have a guy that obviously has a history with New Japan in Adam Cole and currently an AEW superstar, AEW star, that they announced him, and then Switchblade Jay White comes out as well, and making it sound like the Bullet Club and the Undisputed Elite are good together. And we actually saw it on Rampage when Adam Cole took on Tomohiro Ishii, and Jay White came out and attacked Rocky Romero to add to the distraction and helped Adam Cole win in that Owen Hart qualifying match. I wouldn't be shocked if we ended up seeing a match between Bullet Club and Undisputed Elite. That between now and then, I mean, we've got 3 months, and we have Double or Nothing in between now and then, that maybe we are, we see that dream match of, Bullet Club, whatever iteration it's going to be, Jay White, Chris Bay, Good Brothers, maybe. I don't know. Who else could it potentially be coming in? Taking on the Undisputed Elite. That would be kind of cool. A lot of dream matches that could come out of this. There's been a lot of speculation. We won't know anything. We probably won't hear anything announced as far as matches for at least another month. We may get a few teases before Double or Nothing. We'll definitely get some stuff coming out of Double or Nothing. And then, the weeks after that. I would think AEW would probably want to build towards something well ahead of time and definitely get some interest going. I think we're going to see quite a few New Japan talent making their way over to the United States and somehow getting involved in different AEW things. I want it really heavily to be New Japan versus AEW, those kind of matches, because those are the things that we want to see. It would be interesting to see, some New Japan specific matches and some AEW specific matches, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of that. I think it's going to be a lot of cross promotional things. Now, the big question that everybody's been asking is, well, what about the women? Are we going to see any women's matches? And there have been some speculation that Stardom could be involved in this. We could see a couple of women's matches, which I really hope does happen. It would be exciting to see. It really would be exciting to see. But again, that's a whole nother level of things that we have to wait to see if it's going to end up happening or not. So sorry, I'm just getting caught up on a couple of things here on Twitter. Oh, yeah. So real quickly, back to the Bret Hart story. This is what Dave Meltzer had tweeted. I was told that AEW believes that Bret Hart cannot work for them because of a WWE deal. Bret has a Legends contract with WWE. I don't know what it restricts. So that's pretty much where we are at with that. Thank you again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Always appreciate everybody tuning in. This is WrestleScope Weekly. Yes, I understand, as we are doing this live, Impact Wrestling Rebellion is on right now. The main event is going on right now. Josh Alexander taking on Moose for the Impact World Championship. I'm not going to give any spoilers, talk about anything that is happening in the show, though I did read one report that the person that is reviewing it is not a fan of the show right now. So, again, I can't comment on it because I'm not watching it. So I see a couple of questions coming in here on TikTok, and I'll get to those in a little bit. Speaking of Impact, I was not planning on talking about this, but I will real quick. They did announce Slammiversary is scheduled for June 19th, coming up in Nashville, Tennessee, and it marks the 20th anniversary. It'll be exactly 20 years to the day that TNA made its debut, and Impact Wrestling will have their Slammiversary event in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's good for them. Congratulations on 20 years to Impact Wrestling. Still plugging along out there. Great to see. All right, let's switch gears to WWE. And I have to ask the question, why has the build for Backlash been so bad? We are now officially 2 weeks away from WrestleMania Backlash, and they have announced, I believe it is 5 matches. You have Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match. You have the Usos and RK Bro for a tag team championship unification match. They just announced Madcap Moss versus Baron Corbin or Happy Corbin. We also have, oh shoot, you know what? I gotta look and see what else we had announced. I know there were 5 matches. And I apologize that I have to look this up right now, but I want to get everything correct here real quick. Okay. I don't know how up to date this is. Okay, nope, that's not correct. That was from over a week ago, and that was just predictions. But you can always rely. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, so Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship in an I Quit match. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins in a rematch. RK Bro and the Usos for the title unification match. AJ Styles and Edge, Madcap Moss, and Happy Corbin. That's it. That is it. Nothing for Roman Reigns. Absolutely nothing for Roman Reigns yet. Though speculation is starting to run rampant, and I am kind of jumping on board with this, that we could finally see Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre. And if that ends up being the case, I talked about this last night, I would be extremely disappointed just simply because of the fact there has been absolutely no build. We started off, the first tease we got to it was on SmackDown last night when Sami Zayn went into the locker room of Roman Reigns and asked the tribal chief, asked the undisputed champion for his help in the lumberjack match. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why they're doing this. The build for 3 of the matches has actually been pretty good. Cody versus Seth, the build is that's probably been the best build we've had so far, followed by RK Bro and the Usos, though I'm getting kind of sick and tired of seeing the singles matches between members of these teams. And then Edge versus AJ has been decent. I was over Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey 2 weeks before WrestleMania, and now I've had to deal with it even more. And that contract signing last night was just abysmal. Whatever ends up happening in this match, there better not be another match after this between these 2 women, because I can't put up with any more of it. I just can't. This is really developing into a lower level pay-per-view. I mean, really the biggest thing you're going to have on this show is the tag team title unification match. Quite honestly, that is going to be the best thing there. I don't care about Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. We're probably going to end up with another New Day versus, 2/3 of the Fight Night team, whoever it ends up being. I am so done with that feud. Bianca Belair, well, we are assuming Bianca Belair is going to walk out of Raw on Monday night, still the Raw Women's Champion. Who is going to be her next opponent then at WrestleMania Backlash? Will it be Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch is supposed to be making her return to Raw on Monday night. Will she somehow get involved in that match and we get Becky versus Bianca again? Well, if anything is true of WrestleMania Backlash, it's a lot of repeats, a lot of the same things that we saw at WrestleMania. Hence the name of the pay-per-view. I really don't care about this pay-per-view. I will watch it because I need to talk about it. It's part of the channel, but I really don't care. I would love to see Charlotte and Ronda end up where neither one of them wins, or that somehow, a third woman comes in and she gets involved and she wins the match. I'd love that. AJ versus Edge, this feud is going to go on for a while, and I don't know. I just don't like WWE's long-term booking of anything right now. And I'm getting bored with a lot of the same things over and over and over again. I don't know why they're having such an issue booking and building this show, but they are. And the whole thing with Roman Reigns is just continues to be baffling to me. It really does. Many of us were using, shoulder injury as an excuse. I don't know if that's the case. Well, Rebellion is over. There was a few interesting things that came out of it. I can't wait to see what the actual reaction from people is that watch the show. Like I said, I saw one commentator's opinion of it. and he was very down on it. And, one opinion does not make or break a show, quite honestly. But I'll be curious to see what other people have to say about it. Okay. Wow. We are 20 minutes into this show, and I have pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover tonight, minus one thing. Holy cow. All right. Oh, Michael Campbell, you actually bring up a very good point. And it was something that I read about this evening, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury had a boxing match. I can't really speak to. Let's see. He knocked out Dillian White, and it appears that Tyson Fury is retiring from boxing. He is calling it quits. And now the rumor going around is he is going to come back to the WWE. And here's exactly what he said in the post-match interview. Don't rule me out of fighting there, WWE. You might see me at SummerSlam. I got to speak to Vince and the boys. I know Drew McIntyre has been saying a lot of things about me. I'd love to be at Cardiff. Do you want to see Tyson Fury back in the WWE? Yeah, we saw him once at one of the Saudi Arabia shows, and it was okay. It was okay. But is he a guy, would he be a one-off again, or would he attempt to make a full-time, quote-unquote, full-time move into wrestling? Is the Gypsy King a big enough name to come in and make sense to be in WWE? I think it'd be interesting. I think, the build to him versus Drew McIntyre could be good. My only problem with that is it goes back to what I was saying about Drew McIntyre potentially getting booked to go against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash with literally 2 weeks build. And quite honestly, I saw the spoilers for next week's SmackDown, and I'm not going to give them away because SmackDown was taped. Next Friday's SmackDown was taped last night because the SmackDown crew is going on a European tour. And all that was in there, the spoilers I saw, it just listed the matches and the results. It didn't talk about any backstage segments. It didn't talk about if there was any interference or anything. From what I could see, it does not look like they built anything for Roman again. Now, there could be more information out there. I don't know. But if they are going to go the direction of Drew McIntyre now with literally less than 2 weeks build, and then he's going to have Tyson Fury at SummerSlam, they could have done so much more with a Drew McIntyre Roman Reigns feud. I mean, it could stretch over the course of the next couple of pay-per-views because we do have Hell in a Cell coming up. We do have Money in the Bank coming up. But do we get a short 2-3 month program between Roman and Drew before he moves on to Tyson Fury? I don't know. I don't really know. It's hard to say. It's Saturday night. You know what that means. It's WrestleScope Weekly, and he's got to make his appearance. He's up late doing homework. Say goodnight, everybody, Jonah. All right. Bye. Every week he's got to make an appearance, doesn't he? Or I'm going to have to tag him as a co-host pretty soon. One of these days. Thank you, Michael. You love to see that. Yeah. So, do you want to see Tyson Fury back in WWE? Yeah, you're right. The match at Crown Jewel was bad. The finish was stupid. Well, it's WWE. A lot of their finishes are stupid. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So, Lucas, you have brought this up a couple of times here. And no, I haven't. Let's go ahead. I'm going to open the floor to you. We're going to do Ask John Anything now for a little bit. No, I did not hear about the Japanese wrestler who passed away. I have not seen anything about it. Granted, I have not been, massively active on Twitter the last couple of days here. So, interesting. Fightful Select does have some news coming out of Rebellion, and let's see without. Okay, so Jonah, the former Bronson Reed, he is working in Impact on a per appearance deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling being his priority, which is interesting. I would love to see Jonah move over to AEW. I really would. Steve Macklin looks like he is going to be getting a significant push this summer in Impact Wrestling. This is interesting because this could have an effect on the Ring of Honor women's division. Impact Wrestling has offered Maria Kanellis a short-term extension to her current deal. Fightful states that they don't know if they've come to terms. That is interesting. Oh, Adam. Okay, so that explains why I've seen a number of posts about Adam Windsor. I didn't see anything about him passing away. I've just seen people posting pictures of Adam Windsor. Okay. Let's see. Honor No More. There were several members of Honor No More who were not signed to full-time contracts as of April 1st. So it sounds like they are on appearance by appearance. A couple of these other notes in here. Let's see. Tomohiro Ishii is expected to stay through tomorrow's tapings. For Impact, they're going to be taping a couple of shows tomorrow. And Impact is planning on having Ishii wrestle Steve Macklin, which will be a very interesting match. That would be a very interesting match. So that's some of the, without giving spoilers, that's some of the news and notes coming out of Impact, out of Rebellion. Thank you to Fightful Select for that. Roman and Tyson for the belt. That's not going to happen. That will not happen. Okay. All right. So while I'm waiting for some more questions to come in, here is the other thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to plug this. It is officially scheduled. I have it scheduled for this coming Monday, April 25th at 8 p.m. That's right. We are going to have the WrestleScope birthday bash. We're going to do the Raw watch along. I don't know what else is going to happen. We'll see. I'm working on some things. We'll see what happens in the next less than 48 hours if I could pull a few things off here. But I'd love for all of you to jump in and join on Monday night because we know Monday Night Raw is going to suck. It's going to be a bad show. So we might as well have a little bit of fun with it, right? So, yes, my birthday is on Monday. And how am I going to celebrate? I'm going to be celebrating by doing a live stream and watching Raw and probably complaining up a storm about it once again. But hey, that's what we do here. That's what we do on this channel. We have a lot of fun with it. And hopefully it's going to be a good day. If you follow me on Twitter and you follow me on Instagram, you know I've been working on a couple of things here. I've been working on a few things, and I'm gonna keep pushing hard on this. I don't know if anything's gonna pan out on it. You know, I'm tagging people, I'm adding people on stuff. So we're gonna see if I can get anybody to bite and want to jump on with me, and have some fun. We'll see what ends up happening. I have on my personal accounts, I have actually reached out to two people that I would love to have on a stream that are not wrestling related. They have nothing to do with wrestling, but I think it would still be fun to have them on the broadcast. So, no, Michael, I will not be 47 years young. I'm actually turning 52 on Monday. So hence the gray and the goatee and the receding hairline, but not a lot of gray up here. You know, it's lightened out. It's hard to tell in this light. It's lightened out, but yeah, so that'll be Monday night. That will also be day number 55 of lives. We'll go double nickels that night. That night for our live streams. Whoa, wait a second. Why are you boycotting Raw? Louis, you got to explain this more. Man, if I could get Shawn Michaels on here, that would be awesome. I would love to have Shawn Michaels. I'd love to have Ricky Steamboat. Lots of people I'd love to have on here. I'm not shooting that. You know what? Honestly, though, I'm a believer in the shoot your shot. Worst thing that can happen is they say no. Maybe I just throw it out there like, hey, can you come on for 5 minutes? Can you just pop in for 5 minutes? I would appreciate it. So, Louis, you got to explain, man. Why are you boycotting Raw? What happened? Is it just because Raw has been bad? Is that why? We'll see, Lucas. Have they even promoted anything yet for Raw? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's take a look and see. I'm sure we're going to have something with. Obviously, we're going to have something with RK Bro and the Usos. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Becky Lynch returns to the red brand. WWE celebrates the 20th anniversary of Randy Orton's debut. And aren't we getting Bianca versus Sonya? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're going to do that you're going to do that Monday? And that's why you're not watching Raw? I thought it was something more serious than that. Boy, they just don't have a whole lot planned for Monday night, do they? You know, they haven't announced a single. Like I said, I think Bianca versus Sonya is happening on Monday. I believe. But all they have on their Twitter is saying, yeah, more to come, more to come. Well, you know what? It's Saturday night. You'd think that you'd want to. You see if I can find anything else here. Well, I appreciate that, Louis. Thank you very much. boy, if my stream is better than Raw, that's saying a lot. Now, if I could just get 1.9 million people to switch over from Raw and watch my watch my stream, that would be pretty flippin' awesome. Heck, I'd be happy with 1,000. Okay, sorry, just getting caught up here on Twitter. Yeah, there's really nothing. All right, you know what? I want to complain about something here real quick. So, you guys know most of my streams, I have one of two countdown clocks I do on here. I have the 30-second and I have the 5-minute. Both of them, which came off of YouTube, both of them are public domain. They were posted by great creators that made them. I wish I could tag them. And there has been some foreign entity that for the last 3 weeks, every time I use one of those countdowns on Facebook, they have put in basically a copyright ownership. And I've researched it, and I don't know who these clowns are. They're from Thailand or whatever. They are not the owners of these video countdowns. They continue to put in, ownership things for them. And, I fight with Facebook on it. And, so far, I believe all but the last two, they've taken my dispute. The other ones are still under review right now. I could understand if I was a channel that had a ton of people watching and a channel that was getting money and they're just trying to, skim money off of me or whatever. I'm still a relatively small channel and a new channel that is not monetizing a damn thing right now. Why on earth are these idiots from literally the other side of the world coming after me? Why? And I wonder if, I'm looking right now on Twitter and I see, Fightful Select has their Impact Rebellion review. They are using the same exact 30-second countdown that I use. Do they have an issue with it? Do they get copyright hits? I don't know if they broadcast on Facebook Live. Maybe that's where my problem is the fact that, I'm on Facebook Live with it. It doesn't happen on any other channel. I've looked into it. Again, I've looked into it and made sure, it states in these videos, in the tags from the person that creates them, hey, feel free to use this. Go ahead and use it. I don't take credit. I do not claim that I created these countdowns. I'm saying it live here on the broadcast right now. I did not make them. I utilize them as a tool that is fantastic. If I ever do end up starting making money on these channels, maybe I will put in, somewhere in there, hey, countdown clock provided by, XYZ, whatever. But I don't know. I just wanted to vent. Yeah, actually, come to think of it. No, yeah, I was going to say the countdown clock. No, it's not a StreamYard one. And I would have figured there would have been, that StreamYard would have probably figured something out too. I got to work on some things with this too. There's some things that I'm trying to do that aren't quite working out for me, and I got to dig a little bit deeper into this. I like it. It's been a great program for me, but I've realized when I've been wanting to do some other things that I don't know if it's an issue that I'm having with the functionality or if there's something else that things aren't quite working the way I want them to. So I got to dig a little deeper into this. Again, I've been very happy since, my first run with this channel and coming back. The StreamYard has been great for me. I really enjoy it. I like the functionality. I like the things that it does. Jay Miller, thank you very much for the rose. You are a top 1 viewer. Congratulations on that. That is awesome. Yeah, like I said, StreamYard, I really enjoy it. It has worked out well for me. I like the things that I can do with it. There's some more things I want to do with this channel, but I need to spend more time into it. So, wow. I don't think we're going to hit the 1 hour mark on this show. I am shocked because we are at, about 40? We're at 40 minutes right now. Man, maybe we didn't have as much news this week as I thought. That's a little crazy. Michael, thank you for the likes. Greatly appreciate that. Realistically, it was kind of a, minus the big AEW New Japan announcement, it was kind of a quiet week. Here's a question. Okay. MJF wins the title. Who's his first challenger? A lot of that depends on when he wins it. When he wins it and who he beats. I still believe MJF is going to be the one to defeat Hangman Adam Page. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened at All Out. You get Page defeats Punk at Double or Nothing. Page has maybe a champion versus champion challenge match at the Forbidden Door. Maybe we get something, at, a special Dynamite or something, later on in the summer. And then we get to All Out and it's Page versus MJF. I could see it happening. Could it be one of those things that at that point in time, Wardlow costs MJF the AEW World Championship? I wouldn't want to see it happen that way. I really wouldn't, because that would really take away from Hangman Adam Page as a babyface champion. I could see him doing it. I don't want to see him doing it. I do think MJF is going to be the champion before the year is out, which is a little disappointing because, Hangman Adam Page, everything he went through, everything he had to climb back from to finally win that championship from Kenny Omega, and then, to lose it in under a year. But honestly, his title run has not been that impressive. He's been overshadowed by so many other things. Obviously things going on with, the Undisputed Elite, the Blackpool Combat Club, anything CM Punk is doing, having Punk versus Hangman Adam Page is going to be good for Page, because that's going to legitimately put him back in the main event spotlight as the champion, where as the top champion he should be. But he hasn't been. He really hasn't been. Yeah, guys, I see some things popping up here. I am not going to give spoilers on what happened on Impact Rebellion. Just because I know there are probably people that didn't get a chance to watch it that maybe will watch it later or watch it tomorrow. I don't want to give away spoilers. I know everything that happened. I'm not going to do that on this stream. This is not a Impact Rebellion post show. So I'm not going to talk about those things. You can put it in the comments. I'm not going to talk about it on the stream. I don't know. Well, I don't think Punk and MJF are done yet. I don't think they are. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Punk and MJF for the AEW championship at some point in time. But if Punk versus Page does happen at Double or Nothing, do we really want to see CM Punk get another shot at the title down the road? I don't think so. I think a one and done is fine. Dean, it's going to happen. Dean Morris says, would love to see MJF capture the AEW championship. It will happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen until next year. He may get a championship match this year. I still believe he's going to get a championship match at All Out. Maybe he doesn't win it. And he's got to be the heel that has to fight and claw his way back. If he doesn't win it at Double or Nothing, he guaranteed will win it sometime in 2023. So that's why I really can't say who his first opponent would be, who his first challenger would be, because it all depends on when it happens. It could be a Bryan Danielson, because you know what? Bryan Danielson should get a shot at that championship. We know Wardlow is going to get him at some point in time again. And I believe Wardlow is the one that will end up defeating MJF for the AEW championship. But if they're going to put the belt on Maxwell Jacob Friedman, he needs to have that belt for at least 6 months. At least. It cannot be a short title run. Because, his promos are going to be fantastic. And good grief, I mean, he'll be in the main event all the time, which is fantastic. I don't know about relevancy. More people are talking about it right now just because of the controversy with Sami Guevara. That's the only reason. Yeah, they're just not booking Page enough on TV is the problem. That's really what the issue is. And I don't understand why they're not. It's not like they're touring around and doing house shows and everything else. They're not scheduling him a lot. And I don't get it. I understand that, yes, maybe you want to, protect the championship and have it not be around every single week. But then again, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know about that. I don't know if Keith Lee will ever be the AEW World Champion. I could see him potentially being the TNT champion. I could definitely see him and Swerve Strickland winning the tag team championships. Keith Lee winning a Ring of Honor championship, whether it be television or Ring of Honor World Champion, I could see that happening. But I really don't see him winning the AEW World Championship. I don't think it's in the cards for him. I agree. The TNT title has went way downhill, and we will get a better understanding on Dynamite on Wednesday night with that ladder match of what direction they are going. is it going to continue to be Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page? Is it going to continue to be that? Or are they going to move on to something else? Part of me in that match wants Sammy Guevara to retain, because if they're going to keep hot-shotting the belt, it just doesn't make sense. I was shocked when Sammy won it for the third time. I really didn't see that coming. I mean, yeah, they did it to push the Sammy Guevara. Oh, the Sammy Guevara heel turn. But I don't know. It really has. Ever since Brody Lee lost the championship, it just hasn't been as good. And Sammy Guevara has done absolutely nothing for that belt. Nothing whatsoever. He has not added any credibility to that championship at all. And it's just getting worse and worse by the week. It truly is. All right, let's see what else we got here. Dean Morris talking about MJF and WWE. WWE would ruin his character. They would water it down. Absolutely. He would not be able to be the MJF that he's been before. Okay, out of those four that you mentioned, Darby will not win it again. Which Hardy are you talking, Jeff or Matt? I don't think either one of those two should be the TNT champion. Orange Cassidy is an interesting pick. I think it's going to be Hook. I believe Hook is going to be the one. If Sammy Guevara retains on Wednesday night, Hook is going to be the one to defeat Sammy Guevara, and it will probably happen at Double or Nothing, which means we're going to have, 4 weeks of Sammy shoving his tongue down Ty Conti's throat on TV. Now, I love Ty Conti. I'm a huge fan of hers, but I don't need that on my wrestling shows. I just don't. But that's my personal opinion. But like I said, out of the four that you just listed there, I see Hook being the one. And I can't wait for Hook versus Danhausen. That is going to be a fun match. It really is. Because Danhausen's going to bring out his comedy. And Hook is just going to go out there to try destroying him. I've never been a really huge fan of Sammy Guevara. I liked him when he was in the Inner Circle. But now that, his on-screen, his real life relationship with Ty Conti has now become a major focal point on television, I'm not digging it. Not digging it at all. I mean, no offense to their relationship. Hey, what they do is what they do. Good on them, whatever. But yeah, it's, I've said it before. I don't like the Corey Graves Carmella stuff. And I certainly don't like the Sammy Guevara Ty Conti stuff. I don't like any of that. The way they do things with Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green is fine. I mean, you don't see them. We only saw it once with Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Only once. And they didn't go over the top with it. I'm okay with wrestling couples. I'm okay with them acknowledging it on broadcasts that they are a couple. But there's a time and a place for everything. And there's some things that just don't belong there for wrestling fans. Okay? All right. Okay, I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to wrap this up for tonight. It's been a good stream. We got some questions in. had some fun conversations. Again, I've left this up. Don't forget, join me Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We will be on. I may go on a little bit earlier. We'll see. Got a busy day that day. Actually, I have something going on at 7 o'clock. So that's why I'm not going on at the beginning of Raw. And I really don't want to do a 3-hour watch along of Raw again. I mean, an hour and a half last week was tough. I can't go back to doing 3 hours. But please join in Monday night if you are able to, 8 p.m. Central Time. I will be here. It will be the WrestleScope birthday bash. I would greatly appreciate if all of you could jump on, even for just a few minutes if you can, as that will be my birthday celebration that night. Like I said, I'm working on a few things. I'm trying to get a couple things pulled off here. We'll see. If not, we'll still have fun regardless. It will be a good time. But, and for those of you that are listening to the audio podcast should be posting on Sunday at some point in time. You know, if you haven't been watching my live videos, please come jump on board on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook Live, on TikTok. Come join all of them, please. We have a blast over here, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're listening to the audio podcast of the weekly show, would love to have you come in and join in on our video broadcasts here too. It would be awesome. But that is going to be it for tonight and for this week's edition of WrestleScope Weekly. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will be back with a very brief live tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to try not doing a late one again, but I can't promise anything. We'll see what happens. I got a busy day again tomorrow, lots of family stuff going on. So, but thank you again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. As always, please don't forget to show support for this channel wherever you may be watching or listening. And that means liking the broadcast. That helps out with the algorithm so much. If you're able to subscribe wherever you are, please do. I'm very grateful for that. And if there's a notification bell or a notification icon for you, please hit it. That way you can know every time new content from our channel goes on. And like I've had scrolling, our link tree is available on all of our outlets here. Click on the profile icon, and the information will pop up for the link tree. It's got all of our social media, every site that we have, everything that's there. Please follow along on whatever channels that I may be. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been another edition of WrestleScope Weekly. I thank you all so much for tuning in and look forward to talking to you on day number 54.